was growing up, and then I've just now learning how to style myself looking cute. So I value that a lot more. It's like if somebody says, "Oh, you look beautiful," or "You look cute," that's a me. Like I feel a lot better than someone. I I care about how I look than my work.
Okay, we're going.
We're going. We're going.
Your style's different today.
Yeah.
What'd you change?
My hair.
She got a perm.
I got a perm.
Homegirl got a
I got
perm.
a fake nose ring.
It's so funny. You pull off things that it just would not look good on me.
I'm pretty adventurous when it comes to like looks, and I'm very hormonal, so I feel all kinds of emotions. Depending how I feel, I will pull out a look and match my feeling. If I feel like really down, I dress more like gothy or like have smoky eye, and then I walk around like everybody owes me money. And then if I some days I feel like, oh shit, I'm better than everybody else, then like I would like not smile. I'll just like not talk to people, like looking down or stuff. And then my performance, my act would match my energy that day.
Okay.
Yeah. If I feel like, oh, I'm really happy, then I bring more pleasant energy on stage.
Okay.
So yeah.
So your self-expression comes out in many different ways,
Yeah.
including
Looks,
how
yeah.
you dress, your stand-up set.
Yeah. And then when I was younger, I went through this whole tomboy phase.
Me too.
Like I thought I was a dude.
Yeah. My parents hated it. They're like, "What do you do? Why are you wearing a baggy shirt and baggy jeans? That's what boys wear." I liked it at that time.
Yeah. And these days, they'll convince you to do surgery. Going all Trumpy about this.
Yeah, I typically, with outfits, I tend to be, with the exception of today, in case you're not watching the video, I'm wearing this fuzzy jacket with patches on it. It kind of looks like a robe. And it's where it's more Parisian style, pretty safe, I would say. And I tend to go more classic. It's a little boring, but I kind of, in general, go for more timeless. And then my hair has been the same length for decades. I think the last time I cut it must have been in middle school. And note to self, that was my last time. I said, don't cut, whenever you feel like cutting your hair to chin length, don't do it. Or the bangs too. You know how women get hormonal, like, I'm going to cut some bangs. Don't do it. Don't do it. I learned my lesson in 7th grade. Just don't do it. This hairstyle, it's boring, but it seems to work for me. But there's, once in a while, there's creativity there. I think when we go to like galas and stuff, I tend to pick dresses that are kind of sparkly and loud. I don't know if that's just my...
Have you always had the sparkling?
Oh, no. It's as I'm getting older. I go to
Leopard print, sparkling, loud.
Yes. And I wonder, I'm like, am I that middle-aged woman now? That the younger generation looks at them, and they're just like, whoa.
That's like animal print now.
With my lashes, my fake lashes, and whatever sparkly dress I'm wearing. Sometimes I go more fun with that. But overall, it's weird though. 40s is a weird time. I know I've had some trouble of wondering what to wear sometimes, because to me, of course, you just wear what you want. There's no rules, of course. I think a stylist friend gave me a great tip once of, whatever you wear, she said, you wear the outfit. Don't let the outfit wear you. That's it. But for me, sometimes I don't want to look like the woman who's trying to stay young, shopping at Forever 21, or sometimes I still take dance class, hip hop class. And in general, when you're in hip hop class, like baggier clothes just look better. You'll see most people are wearing it. So I do wear a hoodie and sweats sometimes. But I'm starting to wonder, like, am I too old to be? Do I look like I'm trying to look like Justin Bieber right now? Is this a fucking weird look for me? Or can I do something similar but in a different way? And 40s is just weird. Same going to Vegas too. I'm not the type. I'm not going to wear what I used to wear going out clubbing. You know, even I'm happy with my body, but I don't like that look for me. But I did figure it out. It would be like a slutty-ish top or bralette or tank top, and then with a clean blazer and slacks or trousers, and then heels. That's comfortable to me, and that's my version of going out sexy. But for a while, I wasn't sure. I'm like, okay, I don't want to wear a mini skirt anymore. I'm not really there anymore. So, but at the same time, I don't feel like I'm old enough to be shopping at, I don't know where my mom shops, like, Ann Taylor's. Where do older women shop now?
I don't know. Yeah.
My mom shops from those China catalogs. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
I didn't even know China catalog exists.
Okay. Peruvian Connection. Do you know that one?
No.
Oh, they make a bunch of like alpaca sweaters and stuff. She buys a lot of things from there.
That's old money style.
Yeah. That's her style. She was pretty stylish growing up. Yeah, she's pretty good at that. I'm still kind of finding this in between phase for myself.
I think when I was a lot younger, it's all about what's trendy. And now in late 30s, I know my body a lot more and I know my style. I'm still pretty adventurous and I can take risk and then try different hairstyle or all that. But I have to feel sexy and cute. And like you said, it doesn't matter what you wear. If you feel comfortable with it, then that's the most sexy to me, I feel. Like you have to be comfortable. If people feel that you're not even comfortable with what you're wearing, that kind of seeps through.
Totally.
And then it makes other people uncomfortable.
Totally.
Whatever you wear, you have to feel comfortable. And then that's the most sexy. That being you is the most sexy.
Absolutely. I was at a gala recently and some of my girlfriends, they wear flats, no heels. And I admired that about them. I'm like, I love that you do that. And they're already in their early 50s, look amazing. She said, that's my boundary. I'm not willing to be uncomfortable in heels anymore for events. And I said, good for you. For me, I like high heels. I walk more confident. I like being taller at those events. So as long as the heels are pretty comfortable, I can't do like Louboutins. I have pretty wide feet, but if it's like platform, I do like to be taller. I walk different and I hold myself differently.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the early 2000 celebrity style.
You're good about that. Y2K.
Yeah.
When I first met you, you're like Y2K style. And that's the first time I noticed you can pull that off. If I did that, I think I would just look old. Like I'm trying to hang on to like you know, so people have never moved away from home, and it's like I liked Britney Spears when I was younger, and I just kind of never grew out of that. That's how it would look on me. I cannot pull that off. You do it well.
I think you give very like professional vibe, like more. I think more simple, graceful, elegant look fits you a lot better.
That looks best on me.
Yeah.
I think when I try to, even right now, when I try to go fun, it looks a little silly. But again, I feel good. I'm really comfortable in this thing. It's cold outside, so.
Yeah, as long as you feel comfortable. So, yeah, well, today's, I guess we want to talk about how to self-express.
Yeah.
Yeah, through fashion.
Sex, everything. There's so many ways. I think self-expression is a good indicator, at least for myself, of how I'm doing. If I'm happy and I'm good, I'm extremely self-expressed. If I feel like I can't be, I'm not in a good place. What about for you?
For me, how I came to very comfortable expressing myself, I'd say drugs. No, I'm half joking, but I had done Molly, and I feel something like rewired my brain chemistry differently. I was a lot more comfortable sexually and
After.
after doing Molly, and know how like more in tune with my body, and I feel like I feel sexy, and I know how to like dress myself better, and that I think drugs helped me.
How old were you the first time you took it?
Oh, 26.
Oh,
Pretty old.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that helped you. I've tried a little bit of Molly, but I think not enough to, I don't know. I actually don't even know what it's supposed to be like to feel like rolling or whatever they say. I'm happier for sure. And someone told me that it was invented MDMA originally for therapy to let your guard down for like couples therapy, which completely makes sense to me. So that's what it felt like your guard's down, you're more open. A little bit of, they say like the touch, right? You want to like touch things.
Yeah.
So
That's why like ravers,
Yeah.
people who go raves take Molly, because you've
more sensitive to everything,
Yeah.
right? They do like those glow stick light shows. Okay. Yeah, I think for my self-expression, one area where I've had a lot of challenge with self-expression is my voice. And it's so fun. I mean, now it's obviously a lot better. I have a fucking podcast. But if you knew me growing up, I was the most quiet kid. I was so shy. And my mom's still surprised to this day. She said, I would have never guessed you would have grown up to be like this. You've completely changed. I was so different. And I had trouble with that. And I did a lot of work to release that and to speak my truth, to have courage to disappoint people, just to be me. I think I had a hard time. I just felt like not accepted to be me growing up. So as I got older, went to college, moved away, lived in New York for a while, I got the space to find like my voice. Who am I? And then, when you're your weird self, you attract other people who like, the weird things that you like, and they accept you for you. But step one is showing people who you really are and saying, what's on your mind. That's been a constant work in progress for me. But now I think I feel pretty good. So ask my husband, expressing myself. I do not hesitate when something bothers me. So yeah, there's been a lot of work there.
For me, it's literal voice. I was very self-conscious about my deep voice.
Really?
I've always had a deep voice.
But I don't, it's funny you say that because I've never considered your voice deep.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I guess for Asian standards, because they want to be like little mice, and the
Like the Japanese porn.
yes. So I guess from that viewpoint, it could be considered deep. Do they make fun of you?
Yeah, when I was growing up, it's always like Shining's like got a trans voice,
Really?
man's voice.
Okay.
There many times classmates or kids will call me and I answer, and then they will call me, sir, can I have Shining on the phone?
Kids are such dicks.
But I like after I would get like upset a little bit. Then after a while, like I would kind of play along and then fuck with them and pretend I was my dad.
That's funny. Yeah, I never thought that your voice was maybe mine's kind of deep too, I guess. It's not girly.
Yeah, neither of our voice is very girly, like the high pitched girly voice. It hurts my ears.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, this make me sound like sexist, but I can't stand too girly podcast. It hurts my ear.
Well, there's a certain high pitch I don't like, and I actually think to myself, how does their partner stand them? But I think people are just different, right? You hear different frequencies differently, but there's certain tones that are so annoying to me. Oh, yeah, I couldn't do it. I like calm and soft. I don't like shrieky
Mm. Yeah, to me it's
or baby.
the baby voice, valley girl voice. It hurts my ear.
That can be fixed, though. It can't. It's the intonation at the end that can be fixed. And I've heard myself when I listen back to some of our podcasts, I can have that. I mean, I grew up in California, but I thought to myself, oh my gosh, do I sound dumb? Is this like back? I wanted to get media training or like public speaking training to learn those little things of intonation and how to sound more confident and intelligent.
It's for me it's more of when I listen back to myself, I have a lot of you know, or filler words, yeah.
You know, like so.
Yeah, I try to be self-conscious about it and take my time to finish a sentence instead of inserting like, you know.
Absolutely. That comes with confidence too, right? To allow for silence and gaps.
Especially as a comedian, we have to be comfortable with silence on stage. Yeah, that's a hard thing to learn.
That's tough because everyone's looking at you and silent.
Ooh, you mentioned you were really shy and now you're doing podcast. Me, I wasn't similar to that way. I'm pretty shocked I'm doing comedy. I never had public speaking training or any type of experience like that. And doing comedy, I feel a lot more comfortable in front of camera than live on stage.
Yes, that's easier.
Because I'm just dealing with a camera. And then online, I don't see people. I don't see comments. I don't see a face attached to a comment. So that doesn't get to me. I don't think it's real. In live performance, I see everybody's face.
You feel their energy.
I feel their energy. And if they don't laugh, that hurts my ego. That's something I have to overcome. It's like a rejection in the face. That's a very hard. But
Yeah.
as I'm doing more, I feel more comfortable with it because I just keep reminding myself, nobody gives a fuck.
It's true.
They'll forget and then they'll go home. And if they don't like my joke or make a face of, oh, why did she say that? It's better than forgetting who I am as a performer. You'd rather have someone go, that's a bad joke or that's too dark than not having a reaction.
Yeah.
Or like just talk over your performance. That's even worse. So
that's a really good muscle, I think, to practice. Rejection, it's tough. But it's really good resilience. You learn to not take things personal.
Yeah. The video you sent me, I don't remember his name, but he said in your 20s, you care too much about how people think about you. And in your 30s, 40s, you don't give a fuck how people think about you. And then in your 60s, you realize no one even thought about you in the first place.
Yeah, everyone's so consumed with themselves.
Exactly. That kind of liberated me. Knowing that everybody's thinking themselves, it allowed me to make more mistakes on stage.
Yeah.
And first time I bombed on stage, I wanted to die. It took me 3 months to recover. I couldn't even go back to stage again.
Yeah, the shame.
The shame. And then, oh my God. And then I overcompensate by saying to myself, fuck this shit. Fucking only losers do comedy. And I would justify not going back there to have the courage to try again. Then after a while, I'm like, yeah, it's just all like ego talk. I still love this and I still want to try. And I don't want this shit to defeat me. And tried again. And the more I do it, the less I care about if everybody liked my joke or not. It's more or less of, oh, how can I make this joke better? How can I make my work better?
Absolutely. Taking the feedback and viewing it as more as curiosity. And also, it's your work. I think it's really unattractive when someone needs you to laugh at their joke. I went on a few dates with a guy who wanted me to laugh at his jokes, and I didn't. And I could tell it bothered him if I didn't laugh. I'm like, why do you need me to laugh? It's the best when someone laughs at their own joke. Even if you don't think it's funny, it's so endearing to me. Self-love, right? Like, I think I'm the funniest. I really like that. I guess it just shows more confidence versus insecurity or really needing the validation.
Yeah. I saw this other comedian said, when men say women are funny, they really mean they laugh at their jokes and not shit. I fucked this shit up. I'm sorry. I scratched that. I didn't say anything.
Did you forget?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like exactly. Yeah. I forget exactly what she said. But basically means like when men say, "Oh, this woman is funny," it means this woman laughs at my joke.
Oh,
Something like that.
it's like she has a sense of
humor. Yeah.
But yeah, it's funny that guys enjoy. I've never heard a guy say, like, I want someone who can make me laugh. Have you heard someone say that?
Yeah.
A guy say that?
Yeah. No, I don't think that's a concern of men. I think men more concerned about, is she pretty? Is she sexy?
Yeah. Totally.
No man says, oh, is she gonna make me laugh? I mean, a long-term relationship, yeah,
Yeah. Yes.
But at first, yeah, I don't think it's a priority of men.
I've never heard it being a priority.
Yeah, like how much money she makes or how funny she is not. But man, for in comedy, we have this term called chuckle fucker. There are a lot of females would it's like what's the word? Entourage, not entourage, but groupies. Yeah. Like male comedians have the prettiest groupies. And female comedians, we get guys who act like they about to get their third restraining order.
No, I've looked at the guys who comment on your videos. Do you look at that?
Not really.
To me, they are creepy. And I've wondered, I'm like, does Shining care? Like, who's commenting or responding?
I know.
Because I see it from the little icon. And then I think I opened one and I was like, oh my God, he looks like he lives in a basement and
Pervert.
does some weird ass shit. And for me, there's something really uncomfortable about, and of course you never know who's looking at your stuff or screenshotting it. But I mean, I see it because it's the comments, but it makes me uncomfortable that I'm like, I wouldn't want, that's not the type of following I would try to get. I would want it to be more like my peers. So maybe similar age, female. But I'm like, all these like weird ass dudes. Like, how would you feel if you said, like, I'm doing an autograph signing or a meetup, and then the majority that showed up was like that archetype? Do you think anything, or you're just like, oh, these people showed up, that's cool?
I haven't had I mean, once or twice I had like a weird vibe or interaction with fans showing up, but not that physically. I haven't, thank goodness, I haven't felt unsafe. But I do hear from female comedians, it does get really creepy when they get famous and have a lot more followers and show up for their shows, and then also not just that. That's not even that bad. The worst is drunk guys at bars think that they can or flirt with you, and if you turn them down, they'll physically assault you. I've heard a few female comedians talk about it, and they need to have like friends to walk them to their cars, and then if like or hecklers, they get physically violent, or if you make fun of men in a way and then hurt somebody's ego, and then he'll want to physically assault you. So that's worse than having a, because fan is just a little creepy compared to that is cute. The creepy fan is cute.
How scary. Oh, God.
Yeah, there are a few times like late performance in the city. I haven't had bad interactions yet, so that's good.
Okay. Does it bother you at all when someone, like the basement-looking creepster, when they sexualize you, or if they leave a comment that says something like, or it's like the the eggplant emoji with like the water squirting, or like some sexual comment? Does that bother you?
Not really.
See, that bothers me a lot.
Really?
Yeah. You don't get grossed out by it?
I don't. The way I look at it is, one is good for algorithm, and two is I feel maybe he's very lonely, and then he feels the need to like kind of leave a comment to express, or maybe he's on the spectrum. Or yeah, like I picture like I don't want to go sad with it, but like this incel, or like just really sad, lonely, and then my video made him feel some type of connection, and then he leaves a comment like that. So it doesn't really like bother me, like ew, like I don't want this type of thing. Like I don't feel like that. I just feel like, oh, okay, maybe this. And then even with hater message now, I'm a lot better with dealing with online comments. In the beginning, I would fight, I would debate, I would try to win. Now I feel like, oh, I treat my page like, oh, okay, this is a public toilet. Anybody can come and take a shit. If that makes your day better, go ahead. So like I look at it that way.
Okay. You're a lot more open and optimistic than I am. There's something about, especially if I don't want to be pursued by them, or I find them like turn off, it creeps me out to get those messages like unsolicited. I don't want that. Actually, one guy he used to comment on every single one of my posts, and even I didn't never respond. I didn't say anything for a long time, and even my friends were saying like, who's this guy that keeps commenting on your posts? Like, you're so beautiful, like the rose emoji, and would say all these things like, wish you were mine. And he knows I'm married. The only posts he did not comment on are the ones with my husband, of course. So he, it was starting to make me feel uncomfortable. And I talked to Pete about it, and I said, look, there's this person, he leaves all these messages, and he, I'm like, I don't know if I should block him or should I say something? Pete's not threatened by it. He just said, well, if it bothers you, you could totally block it, or you can say something. And I eventually said something about, he's like, gave me some kind of compliment, like he was hitting on me. And I said, thanks, my husband thinks so too. And then he continued to leave comments. And I finally said, hey, can you stop leaving messages like this? Because I find it disrespectful to my husband.
Oh, to him, just by you replying will like get him.
I know. And that creeps me out too. I'm like, ugh. I don't know what it is.
Have you had unwanted in real life, and that kind of give you like PTSD?
Right. I need to think about that, because a coach has asked me that before, because he said, have you been like molested as a kid or something? And I said, no. I thought back and I said, no. But I maybe need to think harder. Maybe there wasn't something that was outright molesting, but maybe I felt like my a line was crossed. But I get very protective of, I don't, even when I go to like yoga class and I have yoga pants on, I mean, men are so simple. If I have my tight yoga pants on, I get hit on for like 500% more. than when I'm wearing other stuff. So I usually put like baggy sweats over them when I walk out of the studio because I just don't want that attention.
Getting hit on in real life gives you the creeps too.
If I don't find them like
Cute.
attractive.
That depends on how cute he is.
It comes off very predatory and I just don't want it. But I have some girlfriends who they'll be like, yeah, I don't find him attractive, but they'll still flirt with him and they can like, touch his elbow. And I'm like, I thought you didn't find him attractive. She's like, I don't. But for me, if I don't find someone attractive, I don't want you
anything to do with
No, I don't.
Like it grosses you.
It does gross me out. So I was wondering, because you're pretty good at deconstructing and asking questions, or maybe I should just talk to a psychiatrist. I'm like, what is it with me that it makes me feel so ick? It's a big ick of mine.
Me, I've had not unwanted like sexual touch when I was younger. I did have few incidents like that. I think every girlfriend of mine, we've all had some sort of unwanted sexual touch or verbal assault from like older men before. I think that kind of does maybe leave some sort of PTSD.
Maybe.
Or
Yeah, if you never said anything and maybe my anger's coming out now.
Perhaps, maybe, yeah. Me, with comments, it doesn't bother me like that at all. In real life, I do get hit on, even like I express, oh, I'm married, but most men are respectful.
Most of them
like, if I just say, oh, I'm married, they'll like, oh, good, good for you, lucky for you, I hope he treats you well. And then maybe most of them just kind of like, oh, walk away, something like that. No, I haven't. Yeah, the creepier dudes happened when I was a lot younger.
Yeah
I was like 6, and then in junior high too.
Ew.
Yeah.
That's gross.
Yeah, but all of a sudden we went so dark.
It's disgusting.
Just went Jeffrey Epstein with it. But with comments, no, not really. Yeah, I do. I feel, in a way, I feel compassion towards them.
Yeah, okay.
I think they're lonely. They're very lonely. Men, a lot of men are not having sex, are not lonely. Not saying that it's not their, they need to take their own accountabilities. Still, I feel like, I in some way feel compassion, like maybe just really, really lonely. He feels zero connection. And then I guess my video made him feel some type of connection, and he leaves comments, and it maybe like that made him feel better for that second. And all right, it doesn't really bother me that bad. Yeah.
Okay. Do you find it disrespectful if they hit on you knowing that you have a husband?
I just feel like, oh, that's because I'm not entertained with him. Like, I'm not engaging with him. If he like knowing, because I do see some DMs like that, but they know because I talk about my marriage a lot, and they still say stuff like that, and I just go, I don't know, the men are thirsty, or like he just felt lonely. I don't know. There are plenty of reasons why he left DMs. I ignore, I delete. Yeah, I don't engage with them. I don't really. But in real life, if I expressed that I'm married and then they still hit on me or won't stop, I don't feel like I get disrespected. I just don't respect him. And I go, oh, yeah, that's a person I need to keep a distance. Like, if it's working relationship, then I try. That's hard. If I need this job, then I will it depends on how far he goes. So far, I haven't had a Harvey Weinstein type of situation. But, depending on how big the job is, I think my husband can understand. I'll suck a dick or two to get Oscar. Yeah. But so far I haven't had an experience like that. Thank God. If I'm not that desperate to have a show. If someone I mean, that's I guess if someone like, I would probably I wouldn't feel disrespected. I would probably say, hey, I would probably make a joke and then kind of just cut the tie. And if that means I will never get this job again, fuck it. It's not like I need that money. And there's no money in comedy.
I want to take a minute to talk about an awesome instant coffee company. I drink this personally every day. Shining, maybe not every day, because that woman does not need coffee. What I love about this is how easy it is to make. It's powder and you just add water. You could add milk. And there's also healthy ingredients inside like collagen. We love our collagen. MCT oil and L-theanine. So that means extreme focus, no jitters. Besides this being a great product, honestly, it helps us so much when you support our affiliate links and the commercials that we have here, because that is how we fund our podcast and continue giving you guys great content.
How would you feel if a woman hit on your husband knowing that he's married to you?
Oh, I've seen it.
Okay.
It's kind of, we were in a restaurant and it's very obvious. She only looked at him and was talking to Brad and didn't even look at me for my order. And then didn't even look at me once. And I was just, sitting back and looking at this, like, and Brad saw this, like, he sensed it and then he felt awkward. But like, for me, it was more like entertaining to me how awkward he is reacting with this situation. Well, I took him to strip clubs a few times before, and I bought him dances. So I'm pretty secure in that sense. To me, it's more of entertainment. Like, oh, I want to sit back and see how he acts now.
I can see that. I mean, with Pete, I feel very safe. I don't think he would like cheat on me or disrespect me, or like if it happened, just say in front of us. I don't think he would do anything where I'd be like, what the fuck? However, I do find not disrespect, just it's disrespectful behavior. I imagine if I was single and I did it, if I knew someone had a husband or had a wife, but I'm pursuing you or like trying to get you to respond, that to me is disrespectful behavior to me. So I wouldn't do it just because I don't think it's right. Flirting's different, but actually pursuing someone and making yourself available to them when you know that they're married, I find disrespectful.
Yeah, that I agree. It makes me not respect you if you know this person is married and then you makes you a not trustworthy person, I feel.
I would not be close to anybody. I know some women who will date married men. At the age that we're at, I find I will not be close to this person.
Oh, yeah.
I would not. Just exactly what you said. I don't trust you. At the same time, when people choose to do stuff like that for all sorts of like fucked up reasons, unhealed or whatever. But for me, I'm like, you just need to turn it around. Just say you got him. Are you ever going to fully trust him? Or just don't be surprised if he turns around and does that to you eventually. Or how would you feel if you're married and you have a kid and then you find out he's got a side chick? You would be devastated. So I would never want to hurt someone like that. So if they don't have that capacity for that to click, I'm like, it just comes off really selfish.
Yo, that's why Jeff Bezos' wife, current wife, she needs to write a book.
Lauren
Yeah.
Sanchez.
Dang, girl. She's like side chick turned into wifey. She knows tricks. Have you seen her track record? Every fucking marriage of hers is like that.
Is it?
Yeah. Like she used men to climb up a social ladder. She needs to write a book.
Men are not. Some of them are not smart. They are not smart in that way. I mean, I don't know her. Maybe she's super cool or something. But I feel I had a coach once, older Native American man, gypsy, and he was like a father figure. And I remember he taught me, he's just like, men are dumb as fuck. Okay.
Simple.
They're very dumb as fuck.
Yeah. What was we talking about?
Well, we got sidetracked.
Oh,
we were
yeah.
talking about self-expression. So we talked about voice. I think that's a big one. Like body language, the way you dress. I think sex is a big one of self-expression.
Yeah.
That's a big one. And I think it's worth talking about just because it's a part of 99% of people's lives. It's healthy to have sex, just like money is a part of our lives that we should talk about more. Mm-hmm. When it comes to sex, I want to be careful because I'm married and anything that I share, I want to take my husband into consideration. He's not on social media. He's not the type to just blurt out his life to the world. So I'm going to keep that in mind. But I would love for us to share a bit about our journey and feeling comfortable in our bodies.
Me, I can't wait to share.
I
love
things.
Sex.
I know. No, I love it too. And I have so many stories. And if I were to fully express the growth that I've been through, I mean, it's going to include stories of previous partners and things like that. And just being where I'm at in life right now, I don't want to share all the details of that, but I will share what I'm comfortable with, and I am excited to hear what you have to say. So as a kid, what was your relationship like with sex? Like, did your parents talk to you about how babies are made? Use protection?
My mom, she actually, our first sex talk was very pleasant. I was a lot older, and you know how Asian cultures is, like sex is taboo. No parents had ever give their kids sex talk.
Totally, and we're not even convinced that there's like a joke that you're just convinced your parents have slept together enough times to have you and your siblings.
Yeah. And then my mom, like it was pretty random. I was junior high or in high school, and one day she just said, if you get pregnant, tell me. Don't hide, or don't feel like don't be afraid. And whatever you decide, I'll take care of you. That was all she said. And then she has a pretty good sense of humor, and we would kind of make like light sex joke even before I had sex. So yeah, that was Good. So my mom and I, we have pretty open communication when it comes to sex talk. But it's not like, what's your favorite position? That's how, it's not like a bestie girlfriend sex talk, but like pretty healthy. Like it made me feel comfortable to talk about it and then not feel that much shame. Good. Because in our culture, there's a shame attached to
totally
to like having sex, and then in our culture, like sex is for men. Like it's a pleasure for men. You need to serve men. That type of mentality. But yeah, and then expressing, because I've had friends whose like parents had called her slut. Like, oh, you gonna dress like that? You fucking slut. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
and
cool.
and I'm sure it's listeners or like a lot of Asian girls, they've had parents calling them that, or their mothers would say that to them, like you're fat or you're ugly. Why are you dressing like this? You're a slut.
Yeah, the name calling, that part I don't get. But I mean, it's a normal part of their culture. They heard that growing up, probably even worse. I don't get that though. I actually draw the line at that. Like even if Pete and I are fighting like really bad, like I will not name call. I feel like it's such a low blow.
Yeah, that's good. Good for you. Yeah, on the hand, I've name called. I've said racist shit. Yeah. For me, like when it comes to sex, I wasn't always comfortable with it. You know, like just younger girls, we feel like, oh, is this position gonna make me look fat? It actually, having guy friends or listening to bro podcast helped me understand their perspective. To them, it's like, oh my God, I'm having sex.
Yes,
They don't
she's
go,
naked.
Yeah, she's naked. Oh shit, I'm going to insert now. It's the like this position. They're not concerned at this position. Is this girl looking fat? Oh shit, I'm not gonna fuck her now. She looks fat in this angle. No man has ever, no straight man has ever pulled out because this position made you look fat. So young girls, if you're listening, please, that's like absurd. But when we were younger, like I don't know about you, but like when I was younger, I was a lot more conscious about it. I wouldn't have sex with lights on. And I would not like get on top because I'm worried about, oh, is this angle gonna make my jaw look really big?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I didn't have that. It's actually kind of flipped for me. I always liked my body growing up, and actually now that I'm getting to the age I'm at, the bone density is decreasing, so it's starting to look like a little more frail, and that's actually bothering me a little bit. I like to look strong and athletic, and so it's flipped for me. I felt like I had a healthy relationship with my body growing up. I was very my parents did not have the sex talk, birds and bees. They said, go ask your teacher. So there was a little awkwardness there. But after we got older and teens, you know, my mom would say certain things. She was always afraid one of her biggest fears that one of us would get pregnant. And then one time I came home crying. I don't even remember from what. And her go-to was, are you pregnant? Like, no. But she was, after I like moved away, she's just always like, remember what I told you, always wear a condom. I'm like, oh, I'm responsible, Mom, don't worry. But with my dad, after I became an adult, we had a really healthy relationship, so we could talk about things. My dad's always been a very sexual person up until he was elderly years. Oh. And I think I'm like him in that way, where I'm very sexual and express in that way.
Have you walked onto them having sex?
I have not.
Okay.
Have you?
Good. No.
Okay.
No, never. Thank God.
I mean, there would be signs sometimes that now, like, when we look back, we're like, oh, they totally just did it when we walked into the room. So I think healthy, I could have healthy conversations with my dad about it. Not detailed or anything, but just like that adults have, you know. It was a big way for me always to like self-expression. It's kind of similar to dance too. I could be pretty quiet and composed in regular life, but when they've said like, I'm surprised when I saw you dance or out on the dance floor because you're so regularly low key. But a lot of people are very self-conscious on the dance floor. You have to be comfortable in your body to self-express, right? So they're like, oh, there's your self-expression is there. So it's similar with the sex. My self-expression is very much so in my body, more so than my voice or anything else. So it's, yeah.
Are you comfortable talking about like when did you have sex?
Oh, yeah, like at what age?
Yeah, at what age?
I think I was 16 because I was driving already. Yeah. What about you?
I tried at 16. That didn't work. Real first sex, I'd say 19. I was pretty late.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, yeah, I wasn't sexual enlightened until very late. I would say like early 20s, even mid 20s, I was more sexually expressive, trying different positions. I was always like kind of goofy, weird. Like I wasn't turned on like sexually. So it wasn't something that I wanted to like express or try. I was like always into like dark stuff, web, like looking at magazines of like dead bodies or something.
What? Like necrophilia?
No, I wasn't turned on by it, but it just the murder scene or something like that. Like the darkness was. I was more curious about that. You know, like when the internet was first around, it was wild west. You could see a lot of things there, like two girls, one cup. Like I've seen like beheading.
Oh man.
I've seen like accidents. I've seen like just torture.
Oh my god. I'm too sensitive to watch shit like that.
I was more like emo, weird, like kind of like that. And then when you're like,
I'm like, how does that translate into the bedroom for you? Some people are into some weird ass shit.
Not
to be
too,
judgmental.
not too weird. I talked about it. I like to get choked a little bit.
That's no, that's pretty common. Women, if you're in your feminine, you want to be dominated.
Yeah, and not super. We played around, handcuff and this and that, but I feel like that's pretty normal.
That is no, that's very tame.
Yeah.
That to me is not. I don't consider that kinky at all.
Yeah, well, like kinky, I guess. If you had my go-to porn choice
is what?
as a pretty
Gangbang?
heavy. Yeah. Yeah, I said it. Your followers don't get any ideas or some shit like that. That's just a pure fantasy.
That one's too. I've seen those before. It's too much for me. Sometimes I feel like it kind of makes me uncomfortable because I'm like, is she okay?
Yeah.
Is her body okay?
I turn that off. I don't even think about that because we know they are real darkness involved with making porn or things like that. I don't even think about that. But yeah. So yeah. I was very into the dark stuff. And then I guess that translates into like porn choice.
Okay.
And then yes, I had sexual awakening later. And I had faked a whole relationship before. I didn't feel pleasure at all.
Oh.
I had fun, I guess, because it made him feel happy, but I didn't feel pleasure at all. And faked a whole relationship. God damn, I deserve an Oscar. He thought I couldn't live without him. I was that good faking.
Oh man, like fake orgasm.
Yeah, have
like
you faked?
I've never faked an orgasm. I'm not a
Good
good liar.
for you. Good for you.
I'm not a good liar
Good
in
for
that
you.
way.
Yeah, no girl should fake. Or if you don't get there, like it's okay. Express, communicate.
Yeah, it's difficult. I have to feel really safe with someone in order to orgasm or easily orgasm. And so with Pete, he can get me off really quick because I just have the safety with him.
Oh, nice.
I think, yeah, when I was dating before and when I was younger, if I didn't feel that safety or that connection in that way, it didn't matter what he did. I was just too much in my head that I couldn't. the rhythm and everything else was enjoyable, but the actual like letting go and getting an orgasm, oftentimes I couldn't get.
Have you had guys afterwards ask, "Oh, how did you feel? Was I big?"
I
Did you?
I don't think I've had a guy ask me that. But I remember when I was younger wanting to, because I cared. I thought as a woman, you want to make the guy feel good, so like complimenting certain things, maybe if it wasn't completely genuine. And as you get older, I think I've lost some of that pleasing. Like it's not my job to make you feel good about yourself. I know what I like, and I'm going to be honest about it, especially if you ask me.
Nah, you're just average. Actually, below average. Nah, I didn't feel anything. How many fingers was there? Yeah, no, like I was. Yeah, I was pretty. I guess late bloomer when it comes to with
sexual expression.
Sexual expression. I feel like I would dress sexy and I feel sexy, but like when it comes to sex, I wasn't very confident with it.
Okay.
I was too concerned about if this angle gonna make me feel good, or like is this like, so if I was way too in my head about do I look good in this angle, then forget it. I won't be able to enjoy sex.
Oh, okay.
Because real calm people don't. Porn is a different thing. Like that's all act.
I know.
Real calm, you gonna look like you just got like possessed by the demon. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you ever been with a like girl that had a real orgasm, it's
the face. I mean, both for men and women, the face.
The face,
the face that's made is not the same in porn.
No. So like, what? Maybe I guess I don't want to like blame porn. I would like very performative.
It's
and
totally
fake.
performative.
Like because I want to. I was more concerned about looking good, looking cute, than enjoying myself. And then, and not until later, like with my husband, I was like, dang, this is what you call a dick. I gotta lock this down. I'm not. I don't come easily. It's gonna take a long time, a lot of effort, a lot of play around, a lot of like skills and toys.
Oh yeah, I mean, if I've heard recently a woman, I think in her 30s, said she's never had an orgasm. I said you need to get a vibrator if you want to experience it. It's probably the easiest way.
Yeah,
get a strong vibrator.
Yeah, and then Brad is the only guy that's patient enough to learn my body, to make me feel safe, and then to like try and don't give up. Because there are times I'm like, I'm done, like I'm tired, I don't want to like do this anymore. Because it feels like, I used to feel like annoyed, like is something wrong with me?
Yeah,
it's gonna take
resistance.
Yeah, this long. But with ADHD and just concerned about a whole bunch of other stuff, obviously I'm not gonna focus on enjoying myself. And like you said, I need to feel safe. And on top of that, I need to know the text files are
everything's done and taken care of.
Stove is turned off. Like all the to-do list is done, and then I can enjoy myself. But then I'm easily distracted. Like, oh shit! In the middle of pumping, I'd be like, oh fuck! Like I forgot to reply to this person or that. Then forget it.
It's stress. I've actually noticed that as well, because our lives, there's just so much shit to do as an adult. And when I feel like I'm managing too much, I don't want to have sex. It's not enjoyable for me. And so it's something I've had to learn and I told Pete, like, and it's always a learning curve. After we got married, you move in together, buy a house, and you figure out like the roles and who's responsible for what. And we've been together almost 8 years. We're still figuring out, but I'm really learning like the little managerial things with the house. It makes me livid. I just don't want to do it. So at least I know that, and we can have some help come in, or he can take care of it. But I do like the overwhelm. Women are so mental. If we have shit on our mind, it's really hard to let go and let loose. Yeah, I guess we're out of time. We like talking about sex. I mean, there's a lot to talk about. There is a lot to talk about. It's really important, I think, to feel sexual freedom. That I feel like that's what sex is. It's a place to feel free. So that's also a gauge too of, for me, how I'm doing. Like, am I able to feel sexually free right now, or is there a bunch of shit on my mind where I feel like I don't want to have sex or I can't get off?
Yeah, especially in marriage, lasting marriage, sex is very important.
Yeah.
It's connection. And it's usually the first sign of something is wrong in your relationship if you stop having sex.
Yeah, because the
And
connection.
you need to fix it.